welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel and I live in Malta. Having a little lunch break and I thought of just coming to chat with you guys a little bit about my feelings, how I feel on the inside about this country. Oh goodness, if you see my titties, Merry Christmas. Okay, I've been in Malta for almost a month now and I've seen things here and there that I want to talk about. I mean, my feelings, okay? No country is perfect, so we're just gonna talk about it. I've got a lot of very positive things to say about this country, but today we're gonna be negative, just like my comments on my previous video. So let's keep it negative today. I'm gonna tell you the things that I absolutely do not appreciate about this country. Nada. But with that said, guys, remember, I really love this country. I have a lot of positive things to say that you can see from my vlogs, that you can see even from the next vlog. I have so much good things to say. Let's get started. 10 things I do not like about Malta. Abortion is illegal. So basically, if you have an oopsie or like something extreme happens to you and you really need to you have to go abroad, you have to fly to another country to do it. Just like Kenya, people drink and drive, which makes me feel extremely unsafe, especially on the roads. And trust me, they drive crazy. There's no difference between a drunk and a normal person. It's just like, and even though the roads are so small, they try to limit the speed. I don't think they listen to those traffic rules. And I remember this time, or even yesterday, I enter a bus and the bus is full. They let me get inside the bus, but then there's no place to sit. The speed is so high, so you end up standing. That is very dangerous. And I just remember that the first time I came here, I almost flew off the window of the bus and I was so scared because the bus went so fast, it stopped and I was standing right in front of next to the driver, and I'm still traumatized, to be honest, from that experience. And speaking of the roads are really small, which adds also to the danger of other road users. So for instance, I remember the first time I went for dinner and then I got off a restaurant and a car passed me and oh my goodness, I was so scared. Talking of that, there are no like pathways for running. I'm a Kenyan, honey, that's what we do. I run, okay? So I love to run and there are no places to go running, which is really annoying. There are no pathways, and that includes even cycling. You just can't cycle. There's a lot of motorcycles that people use, but also the accident rates with those ones are really high. But when you think about it, traffic situation here is just a hazard. This country is dusty, okay? So there's dust that comes from the Sahara, which means that even if you clean so much, you have to be constantly cleaning. And to be honest, I like to have my doors open and stuff, but I can't keep it open like that because when the sun comes in, it gets my home dirty. My balcony is in perpetual dirt, and it doesn't matter what I do or don't do, I do nothing. Good excuse, but I can't clean it because I clean it, next thing it's full of sand. If you go to restaurants or even if you go to like outdoors seating places, you have to wipe it because otherwise it gets dirty. Corruption. At this point, I think I'm just used to corruption. It's not just in Africa. It's not just in Africa. It's everywhere. Yes, there's corruption in Sweden, yes, and there is. This country is very corrupt, and this is probably something that I had a lot. The locals complain about, the people that I was speaking to. They're like, the government can just decide to make an extreme, abrupt decision like this. Okay, that's what governments do, without considering the people. Or they can be very slow to make decisions on important things and so on. And yes, you can pay your way around things. Yeah. And I guess corruption in Sweden is more like they sweep it under the carpet like it doesn't exist, but it exists. Speaking of slowness, bureaucracy here is a nightmare. And this is something I felt so heavily even before coming, just dealing with people. I was just constantly tired of like, oh my god, why does this have to take so long? Why is this so slow? Bureaucracy is just too much, and if you hate it, especially if you come from a system in Sweden where there's little of it to deal with, it can be quite a pain. That is tied to the next point, which is the island mentality here is extreme. So I know you're wondering like, Rachel, what is island? You did? Okay, yes. So what I mean by island mentality is coast-like. If you live in Kenya, you know how the coastal people behave. It's also the same here. People are so slow. People are like kind of lazy. Nobody wants to work, honey. People are so slow. It's like you live in, then you work. You don't work, then you leave. Poor planning. People are so poor at planning, and there's a lot of like spontaneity. Like you can just wake up and be spontaneous, which for me it works pretty well because I'm just here. Maybe I need a lot of like spontaneous arrangements here and there, which makes it really fun for me. However, if I'm to live here, I would feel very, maybe I'll just do it, but I love structure. I like predictability. I like to know what's going to happen. Or rather, I'm a control freak. Okay, got it. And when people are so spontaneous, it can make me a little bit anxious, and I cannot predict. So sometimes it's like going with, like, you have to be someone who is just okay going with the flow. I'm not okay going with the flow. I need a plan, and where are we going and what are we wearing. I need all of that, and I just can't be, I can be spontaneous, but let's say as a tourist, but I cannot be spontaneous as somebody who lives here. I need structure, I need plans, I need 3 weeks in advance of what we'll be doing. It's so boring. That's basically the boring life of student. Ooh, let me take it out. I could be spontaneous. I am working towards being spontaneous. Namaste. This is something that took me a moment to even adjust to. The institutional structures can come off a little bit unprofessional because the numbers of institutions are just there. They don't work. Their websites, most of them are a little bit outdated, and they use Facebook a lot. It's anything you want, you can get it on Facebook, which for me, Facebook is so, oh my goodness. The years of my grandma, like, I remember there was this meeting I had with this company, and we had been planning this meeting for a while, and then the day of the meeting, I get a phone call that the boss has gone to England. And I'm like, okay, hold on a second. Wait a minute, like, if this person has gone to England, wasn't this like planned prior? Like, couldn't I have known? Why do I have to know like the day of? It comes off as too casual, which to me translates as very unprofessional. And part of it is because the culture is very laid back. People are just chill and a little bit like lazy, so they don't go the extra mile of doing these things that I guess if you come from other countries might come off as like, dude, like add fun, but add a little bit professionalism to it. Okay, I realized that they really love their cats, and cats are everywhere. The issue with the cats is these cats are overweight, and I'm concerned, like, okay, yeah, the food is good. Like, look at me. I've been here like almost a month, and a girl is blowing up. I gotta stop it. The food is delicious, and I can tell these cats are properly fed. But honestly, the health of cats matters. They are so overweight. I'm like, oof. So this is the last but not least, which I don't like this part, and I can't be greedy. There's a very genuine explanation to this, but I can still identify that it's not so nice for me. It's not so much nature. Like in Sweden, for instance, there's always a park somewhere, park here and there, there's always a forest somewhere, but that's not the case here. But the explanation to that is this country is very small and densely populated. And that means if they have like so many of these forests and parks and that kind of stuff, and the way it can get really hot and dry here, if there is a fire situation that happens, the entire country will burn down. And we know that in Sweden, for instance, there was a big fire accident that was really bad. And if something like that is to happen in this country, the entire country will burn down. So I guess because of that, there aren't as many trees and forests and parks that does that. Which to me, I don't like, because if there's one thing Rachel gonna do, she gonna sit in the forest, okay? She gonna process her things in the forest. And I miss that. And I feel like when I go back to Sweden, I could just see myself going into a forest and just sitting, be like, I feel like that's what will happen. Okay. With that said, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I have, honestly guys, I have a lot of positive things I could share about this country, and maybe it's in the next vlog, it's in the vlog before, and I'll keep sharing that. But I just had to tell you the other side of things, the other side of Malta that you do not know about, or that I've not really tried to show in my vlogs. Okay. that's it for this video, girls. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, please follow me on Instagram, and please watch my previous video, which is a rich flicks, and I spent so much time editing it. I know most of you feel some type of way about it, but still I just appreciate you guys watching it, because when you do that, it makes me very motivated to film. Okay, here's a bonus. This country is so loud, and where I live, it's very convenient. There's a street down there, because streets are small, so it's very loud. I can hear my neighbors and stuff. Like sometimes it's so audible, I can almost feel like my neighbor is right here. There's a neighbor that plays a piano up there at night, right up here, and it's so nice. I always just feel like I'm being played for piano to sleep. Oh, thank you, neighbor. And I have a supermarket downstairs, so sometimes I'll be sitting here and I can hear the movement in the supermarket, like ping ping. Bye.